Real estate vocabulary terms. Subject: environmental and construction and issues. Statute of frauds. A law that requires certain types of contracts to be in writing and signed in order to be enforceable. Home Mortgage Disclosure Act. The Federal Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, HMDA, of 1975, 12 U.S.C. 2801 et seq., requires many depository and non-depository lenders to collect and publicly disclose information about housing-related loans and applications for such loans, including several applicant borrower demographic characteristics. The HMDA is implemented by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's Regulation C. 12 CFR Part 1003, Foreclosure Action, a lawsuit filed by a creditor to begin foreclosure proceedings. Landlord, a landowner who has leased his or her property to another, also called a lessor. Heating and cooling system, a house system comprised of several elements, including such things as a furnace or heat pump, flue, ducts and ductwork, registers and thermostat, also referred to as HVAC. Plumbing system, a house system comprised of several elements, including such things as piping, drains, cleanouts, vents, valves, faucets, sinks, toilets, tubs, showers and hot water tank. Gas lines may also be included. Electrical system, a house system comprised of several elements, including such things as the wiring, distribution box, circuit breaker box, circuit breakers, fuses, lights and lighting fixtures, light switches and wall outlets. Judicial opinion, a judge's written statement of a decision in a court case, outlining the facts of the case and explaining the legal basis for the decision. Probate, a judicial proceeding in which the validity of a will is established and the executor is authorized to distribute the estate property, or, when there is no valid will, a judicial proceeding in which an administrator is appointed to distribute the estate to heirs according to the laws of intestate succession. Hung jury, a jury that cannot agree on a verdict after deliberating for a long time, thus the case must be retried with a new jury. Conditional use, a land use that does not comply with the general zoning rules for the zone in which it's located, but is permitted there because it benefits the public, for example, a hospital in a residential neighborhood. Also called a special exception. Special exception, a land use that does not comply with the general zoning rules for the zone in which it's located, but is permitted there because it benefits the public, for example, a hospital in a residential neighborhood. Also called conditional use. Public nuisance, a land use that threatens public health, safety, morals or welfare, or is a substantial annoyance to the public. Plat book, a large book containing subdivision plats, kept at the county recorder's office. Ad valorem, a Latin phrase meaning according to value, used to refer to taxes assessed on the value of property. Caveat emptor, a Latin phrase meaning let the buyer beware. The rule that says a buyer is expected to examine property carefully, instead of relying on the seller to point out problems. Statute, a law enacted by a state legislature or the U.S. Congress. Act, a law enacted by the U.S. Congress. Public restriction, a law or regulation limiting or regulating the use of real property. Ordinance, a law passed by a local legislative body. Statute of limitations, a law requiring a particular type of lawsuit to be filed within a specified time after the event giving rise to the suit occurred. Litigation, a lawsuit, or lawsuits. Judicial foreclosure, a lawsuit filed by a lender or other creditor to foreclose on a mortgage or other lien, a court-ordered sheriff's sale of the property to repay the debt. Civil litigation, a lawsuit in which one person sues another for compensation. Criminal litigation, a lawsuit in which the government sues someone to punish the wrongdoer and protect society. Quiet title action, a lawsuit to determine who is title to a piece of property, or to remove a cloud from the title. Term tenancy, a leasehold estate set to last for a definite period, 1 week, 3 years, etc., after which it terminates automatically. Also called estate for years. Periodic tenancy, a leasehold estate that continues for successive periods of equal length, such as from week to week or month to month, until terminated by proper notice from either party. Also called a month to month, or week to week, etc. Tenancy. Compare estate for years. Estate for years, a leasehold estate set to last for a definite period, 1 week, 3 years, etc., after which it terminates automatically. Also called a term tenancy. Equitable remedy, a judgment granted to a plaintiff that is something other than an award of money, damages, for example, an injunction. Quiet title, rescission, and specific performance. Procedural law, a law that establishes legal procedure for enforcing a right. Substantive law, a law that establishes a right or duty.